that I think was fantastic. This is actually from Cryptographics. Jake, can you please explain the Archimedes lever concept for Hyper? I thought this was fascinating.
So if you can pull up your screen and look on Google, Archimedes lever, because people need to see the image.
Yep, I'll start bringing it up. If I can
So
spell Archimedes.
There's this thing with the Archimedes lever where if you have a lever big enough, you can lift the world pretty much. But people need to see the image for that. This is basically just a visual representation of the highest leverage point in the system. So because Hyper pushes up the TitanX price with it, because if the Hyper arbitrage goes up and Hyper is worth 50% more than TitanX, for example, as people burn TitanX to get Hyper, or they buy it off market and burn it, or they take the liquid and burn it, that makes TitanX more scarce, which pushes the TitanX price up, and then it closes the arbitrage higher than when it started. And then the way you kind of look at it is, if you put a little bit of economic energy into Hyper, it kickstarts all of these like arbitrage effects into the core TitanX, where it drags up the entire ecosystem with maybe 10% of the economic energy compared to just buying TitanX off of market. It's a leverage point. It's kind of the way you say it.
This is kind of what you're looking at here. Actually, this might even be better. You using the fulcrum when you've got more leverage.
Yeah, it's another example would be an Archimedes lever is basically just talking about leverage. Like, for example, we're doing a stream now. If the stream gets watched by 5,000 people, we could either go up to 5,000 people on the street and talk to all of them individually, or we could do a stream and reach all 5,000 of them with the same 1 hour. That's called leverage. So the Archimedes lever is basically just a visual representation of leverage. And the way you kind of look at it for Hyper is if you do $10,000 worth of buy pressure on Hyper, it could increase the value of the entire system by 100,000. Because it creates that arbitrage and it kind of kickstarts all of these people or bots or whatever to go run through everything in the system, which pushes us up by a lot more than what the economic input was.